Ever wondered why your restaurant bill is so high? Well, we're about to spill the beans, and not the ones you're overpaying for, some of the 8 most overpriced restaurant foods. You see, when we dine out, we're not just paying for the food, we're also footing the bill for the restaurant's overheads, staff salaries, and let's not forget, their profit. And some foods, my friends, are marked up more than you'd ever imagine. Your favorite dishes might just be the culprits behind your shrinking wallet. But don't worry, we're not just here to break your heart. We're here to enlighten you. So buckle up, foodies. We're about to take a tasty, yet pricey journey. Starting off our list at number 1 is edamame. Those delicious little green soybeans that are a staple in Asian cuisine are an absolute goldmine for restaurants. These bite-sized snacks are a popular choice among health-conscious diners, offering a great source of protein, fiber, and vital vitamins. But did you know that when you're munching on those tasty pods at your favorite sushi spot, you're paying a premium? With a markup of 1,250%, the cost of those green gems is significantly inflated when compared to their grocery store price. So, what's the takeaway here? Well, it's simple. If you're a fan of edamame, it might be worth considering a trip to your local supermarket. You can grab a bag, steam them up at home, and enjoy this nutritious snack without the hefty price tag. Next time you're craving some edamame, maybe consider a trip to the grocery store instead. At number 2, we have guacamole. Now, we all know guacamole is the life of any party, the perfect companion to those crispy tortilla chips. But have you ever wondered why this green goodness costs so much at your favorite restaurant? Let's break it down. The star of guacamole, the avocado, can be a bit pricey. However, even when you factor in the cost of the other ingredients, the lime, the cilantro, the tomatoes, and the onions, the total doesn't even come close to what you're charged when you ask for that extra scoop of guac on your burrito or nachos. Here's the gotcha. The markup on guacamole in restaurants is a whopping 250%. Yes, you heard it right. That means if you're paying $10 for a bowl of guacamole, the actual cost of the ingredients is only about $2.80. So, the next time you're craving some creamy guacamole, why not try making it at home? Not only will you save some cash, but you can also customize it to your heart's content. Seems like making guacamole at home is the way to guac and roll. Coming in hot at number 3 are pancakes. Those fluffy, syrup-drenched discs of deliciousness that you crave for breakfast or brunch are costing you a small fortune. But why is that? With a staggering markup of 2,600%, let's break down why. Pancakes, in their simplest form, require only a few basic ingredients: flour, eggs, milk, and a touch of baking powder. These are items that most of us already have in our kitchens, and the total cost of them amounts to mere pennies. However, when you walk into a restaurant and order a stack of pancakes, you're not just paying for the raw materials, you're also paying for the labor, the overheads, and of course, the experience. But even taking all of that into account, a markup of over 2,000% is quite the leap. It's enough to make you reconsider your brunch choices. So next time you're out for brunch, maybe skip the stack. At number 4, we have pizza toppings. Those extra mushrooms, bell peppers, or olives you've been generously scattering on your pizza, they're costing you more than you think. Markup of pizza toppings can be up to 550%. Think about it, when was the last time you bought a bell pepper or a box of mushrooms? It certainly didn't cost you an arm and a leg, did it? But when these humble veggies make their way onto your pizza, they suddenly transform into gold-dusted delicacies. And let's not even get started on the meats. Pepperoni, sausage, ham, oh my. These little circles of joy might be enhancing the taste of your pizza, but they're also inflating your bill. So the next time you find yourself at a pizza joint pondering over the extensive list of toppings, remember this little tidbit. Sometimes simplicity is not just the ultimate sophistication, it's also the ultimate saving strategy. Looks like less might be more when it comes to topping your pizza. Cracking into number 5, we have eggs. Eggs, the staple of most homes and backbone of most brunch menus, with a markup up to 560%. Now, isn't that extraordinary? These humble protein-packed orbs are a staple in many dishes, from your morning scramble to that fancy eggs Benedict you treat yourself to on weekends. But did you ever stop to think about the price you're paying for these shelled wonders at your favorite brunch spot? The markup is exceptionally high, and it's no joke. Consider this. A dozen eggs from a grocery store might set you back a couple of bucks, but a single egg in a restaurant dish? Well, let's just say it's not exactly a cracking deal. You might argue that the high cost is due to the skill involved in preparing the egg, or perhaps the ambiance of the restaurant, or even the fancy garnish on your plate. But at the end of the day, it's still an egg. Perhaps it's time to dust off that frying pan and start making your omelets at home. Sliding into number 6, we have pasta dishes. Those delectable noodles drenched in creamy sauces and garnished with herbs are making your wallet cry a river. With a markup of 800%, pasta dishes in all their delicious simplicity are one of the most overpriced items on the restaurant menu. The reality is, pasta is a low-cost ingredient. A box of spaghetti, it costs a little over $1. A jar of marinara, maybe a couple of bucks. Add in some garlic, onions and spices, and you're still hovering around the $5 or $6 mark. But step into a restaurant, and that bowl of pasta suddenly becomes a costly affair. You're likely to pay upwards of 10 times the cost of the ingredients. It's a bit like buying a single apple for the price of a whole orchard. Why such a high markup? Well, restaurants argue that you're not just paying for the food, you're paying for the ambiance, the service, and the convenience. But still, 809% is quite the markup for a dish that's so simple to make at home. Seems like cooking up some spaghetti at home might be a safer bet. Brewing at number 7, we have coffee. Now that's a wake-up call stronger than any caffeine hit. It's no secret that coffee is a big deal. It's the fuel that powers millions of people through their day, from the early morning risers to the late-night grinders. With a markup of 825%, cafes and restaurants have tapped into this liquid gold, and it's not just about the beans. The ambiance, the convenience, and the skill of a good barista all factor into the price. But does it justify an 825% markup? That's a steep bill for a cup of joe. Consider this. A pound of premium coffee beans can cost around $20 and yield roughly 48 cups. That's less than 50 cents a cup, folks. Compare that to the average price of a cafe latte, which hovers around $4. When you do the math, it's clear that your daily caffeine fix might be draining your wallet faster than you think. So next time you're lining up for your morning brew, remember, maybe it's time to invest in a good coffee maker. And finally, at number 8, we have restaurant wine. Wine, a universal symbol of sophistication, celebration, and relaxation. It's a popular choice for many when dining out, often complementing the flavors of a meal, or simply adding a touch of elegance to the dining experience. It's no secret that a good bottle of wine can elevate a meal from ordinary to extraordinary, but is it worth it at a markup of a whopping 170% on average? Have you ever stopped to consider the cost of that bottle? Not just the price on the menu, but the actual cost of that wine to the restaurant? You might be surprised to learn that the markup on wine in restaurants is nothing short of astronomical. Let's put it into perspective. A bottle of wine that costs the restaurant $20 can easily sell for $50 to $60 on the menu. That's a markup of at least 150%, and in many cases it's closer to 200%. Why such a steep markup, you ask? Well, there are a few reasons. Restaurants have to cover the cost of storing the wine correctly, serving it at the right temperature, and of course the expertise of a sommelier or a knowledgeable server. But let's be honest, that's still a pretty hefty price to pay for a bottle of vino. And let's not forget, the more expensive the bottle, the higher the markup. That $200 bottle of wine, it probably costs the restaurant less than $100. So next time you're dining out, maybe consider skipping the bottle. It could save you a pretty penny. And who knows, you might even discover a new favorite beverage in the process. Cheers to that. Well, there you have it. 8 of some of the most overpriced restaurant foods. We've journeyed through the lofty lands of edamame, guacamole, pancakes, pizza toppings, eggs, pasta, coffee, and wine. These everyday items, when ordered at a restaurant, can have markups ranging from a staggering 170% to an astonishing 2,600%. Just imagine. That fluffy stack of pancakes you love could cost you 26 times more at your favorite brunch spot compared to whipping up a batch in your own kitchen. And don't get me started on the price of a simple cup of joe, but hey, now you know, and you should do whatever makes you happy. But next time you're dining out, maybe give that menu a second thought. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insightful videos. Until next time, remember, knowledge is power. And it could also save you some cash.